Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to film for you my bi-weekly makeup basket. Hopefully, if all goes well, you've already seen my 5 by Cinco de Mayo update, even though it's a little bit late. I apologize. Things with work have been so crazy. I haven't been able to film. I haven't been able to watch videos. I'm just now getting caught up with comments. And anybody whose videos I have watched, and I'm sure you wouldn't know if I've watched them, and I haven't commented, I'm sorry. I've been trying to keep up with comments and videos as much as possible, but work has just been so crazy and I've had no time whatsoever to film. So this is my weekend off and I'm going to get a couple of videos filmed. So like I said, hopefully you will already have seen my 5 by Cinco de Mayo update, and I'm going to film my bi-weekly makeup basket for you now. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the things that I'm going to take out of this basket that I'm not going to be using over the next 2 weeks, and then the next update the next basket, I will have my basket and then I will have my recap, hopefully, that will kind of go over some of my favorite things that I've used in my baskets in the last month. So 2 makeup baskets worth of products, and hopefully I will be able to give you a good idea of what I've really been enjoying. And so I'm just going to go ahead and get started, and I'll show you the things that I'm not going to be using. I thought that I would pull some singles this week, and I had some singles pulled, and I'm really into like the sparkly kind of eye look lately, and all that kind of changed last night. Look at this weird light. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm sorry if that's distracting because it's really bothering me, but I don't know how to fix it. Maybe that's a little better. I think that's a little better. Okay, so I decided that I was just going to really try and focus on my Pan That palettes for the next 2 weeks at the very least. And I'm really on a mission to try and hit pan on as many eyeshadows as I can in this year. So I've already done 3. Spoiler, because I haven't done my update on my Pan That palette, which I do plan to do at the end of this month. I want to kind of do it every 2 months. I am doing 2 palettes, and I just wanted to see how much progress I could get over a little bit of a longer period of time. But I might start doing those monthly, so we'll see. But so anyways, I'll just go ahead and get into it and kind of show you what I ended up planning on doing. For the most part, I am going to stick to my Pan That palettes for, trying to see what might be causing that. Okay, so hopefully that took care of the weird lighting thing I had going on. Anyways, I thought that I would really focus on my Pan That palettes, and then I kind of had an idea of using another palette, and so I really just wanted to pull a particular palette, and I will show that to you going forward in the video. So I did end up pulling that palette, but besides that, I'm going to really stick with my Pan That palettes, and then some of the other staple shadows that I told you I was going to leave in my basket. Things like my MAC Stars and Rockets eyeshadow, my ColourPop Prickly Pear, just a couple of eyeshadows that I like to get some looks out of that make use of some of the products that I have in projects, one of those being my MAC Industrial Pearl Glide eyeliner. And I do have one shadow in mind that I'd really like to try and hit pan on here soon, so hopefully by the end of the month, but I think that might be a little bit of a stretch. So I will show that to you as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get into what I'm taking out of my basket this week, and the first thing that I'm going to take out is the blush that I put in the last basket, and this is the CoverGirl Cheekers blush in the color Pretty Peach, and I really did enjoy this, but what I thought when I wore this was that it really kind of reminds me of some of the other peach blushes that I have. I don't really think it shows that much of a difference on my eyes when I use it. I'll go ahead and hold this up a little bit closer for you, and I'll go ahead and give you a little bit of a swatch here. I don't know how well you can see that. Again, this really is developing a little bit of hard pan. Again, like I said in the video when I first pulled these in my last basket, this is developing some hard pan, and I really need to decide if I'm going to keep this in my collection or not. But for now, I am going to keep this blush in my collection. The next is the CoverGirl Cheekers blush in the color True Plum. This is developing more hard pan as well. You can't even really get that much color payoff on my finger. It does have a bit of a sheen to it. There's really no color payoff whatsoever on my hand. So I think I'm going to go ahead and declutter this. I am going to be filming a decluttering video once I have enough products to really justify the video. So I'm going to try not to show too much stuff that I'm decluttering or say that I'm going to declutter too much, because I want to be able to have that video and not have it be everything that you guys have already seen that I'm decluttering. So I am going to go ahead and declutter that blush, but because I'm pulling it out of my basket, I did just want to tell you what I intended to do with it. The next product, I got one use out of this basket, but I think I'm going to go ahead and take it out just because it's taking up space. This is the Too Faced, what do they call this? The Glamour Dust in Nude Beam. And it's a really pretty color, but this is more of a pigment than a glitter than I thought, you know, like I thought it was. And so when I went to go use this the way I wanted to use it, it really kind of got crepey on my eyes. So I think I need to figure out a better way to use this. I think I'm going to try and use it a little more loose on more like a color tattoo kind of a sticky base rather than like an actual glitter glue, so that it doesn't get like weird and crepey and too much product in one area or another. But like I said, in my makeup area, it's just taking up a little bit of room, and I don't have any thought that I'm going to be using it coming up in the next basket with looks. So I'm going to go ahead and take this out for now. The next product I wore a couple of days, and this is the Chanel, this is the Illusion d'Ombre in the color New Moon. This was the really popular limited edition Illusion d'Ombre, and this is the color, and I'm going to go ahead and just swatch this up here, and this is that right there, and it's really beautiful when the light catches it. It's really nice to just pair over just a mauvey kind of like base color and just put that on top of it, and a little bit of a brown in the crease, and it's just absolutely gorgeous. But I am going to pull that out just to make things a little less ADHD for me. You know, I have a set amount of things to work with, and I can really stick to those if I don't have too much kind of there, since I do have some other staples that I kind of just left in my basket that I can use every now and again. I don't want to have too much and overwhelm myself. So the next thing I'm going to pull out of my basket after having been in for a long time, and I use it here and there, this is the MAC in Oh Darling. This is the what do they call this? The extra dimension skin finish. And the only reason why I'm really taking this out is because I do have my Fergie Wet n Wild in, and I just wanted to make a little bit of space for some of the things that I'm pulling this 2 weeks. The next product is my Too Faced Chocolate Bar Palette. I actually did get quite a bit of use out of this time. So this is what this looks like. I'm sure you've seen it a million times. But I did get a couple of looks out of this, including a really nice look with the Candied Violet color that Stephanie did in her tutorial. What? Sorry, hubby interrupted me, but I did get a couple of looks, a couple of tutorials that Stephanie did in her videos. She did one that was like a smoky eye, and also the one with the Candied Violet. So I did get a couple of looks out of this. I really did enjoy it. I got another couple of looks with just using some random colors combined with some other things that I was using. So I really feel good about the use that I got out of this, and I would really like to pull it again sometime soon, but I wanted to get some use out of, like I said, my Pan That palettes. The next thing that I have that I'm going to take out, again, just to make up some room, is the Tarte Bling It On palette. This is the blush palette that I showed, I'm sorry. And I was really only using the color in Prim. So I'm going to go ahead and take that out. As you can see, I did replace it with quite a bit coming up in the products that I pulled. Another couple things I just wanted to pull because I haven't used and I wanted to make some room, but these were kind of just hanging out in my makeup basket. This is the Revlon lip butter in the color Pink Lemonade, and I thought that I would just apply this in the mornings when I'm getting ready, and I never do. So I don't know if I'm going to declutter this in the future or not, but I'm going to go ahead and take that out for now. And the next color is the Maybelline Creamy Matte in the 660 Touch of Spice. Everybody knows what that looks like. This is kind of that Kylie Jenner kind of brown mauve nude lip color that I haven't worn, so I'm going to go ahead and pull that out. This is what the color Pink Lemonade looks like. I do have some use on this. So this is just a really light milky shade on the lips, so not something that I really am fond of wearing out in public. So I'll take that out for now. And the next two things are eyeliners. This kind of just migrated its way into my basket, and I'm just going to go ahead and pull it out just to, again, simplify what I have going on. This is the MAC color in Costa Rica. It's a really nice brown eyeliner here. And this next product really made me sad. This is the NYX Slide On Glide On Stay On Definitely a Turn On Waterproof Extreme Shine Eyeliner in the color Jewel, I believe. Yeah. And this really kind of disappointed me. It's a really nice kind of purpley color with some nice micro shimmer glitter in it, and it really doesn't show up at all on the waterline. It doesn't stay there. It doesn't really show any kind of pigment whatsoever on the waterline. So it's really frustrating for me. So I'm going to go ahead and take this out. So now I'm just going to go ahead and show you the things that I'm going to go ahead and put into my makeup basket for the next 2 weeks. I'm going to start getting this really distracting light, so I do apologize. I'm going to try and go as quick as I can. It's that time of day. So I might be a little all over the place here, but I'm going to try not to be. So I'm going to go ahead and start with some base products. I do have a little sample of this MAC strobe cream, and I do have the full size that I want to use up this year, but I did want to just get some use out of this because it's kind of been sitting around for a while. So I will go ahead and start using this strobe cream. The next product, if you remember in my sample roulette last video that I did, I'm going to be posting another one here in the next couple of days. Hopefully get that filmed tomorrow. But I used a sample of the CoverGirl Nature Luxe foundation, and I said that I was going to go ahead and try and pull it out so that I could get some use out of it while I know that I like it and before it gets older in my collection. It's already old enough as it is. So I did go ahead and pull the CoverGirl Nature Luxe in the color 320, which is actually the color Aspen, which is the shade of the sample that I got that matched me the best. So I'm really glad that I actually had the color that matched me, because I know that when I got this it was a total guess. So there is that, the CoverGirl Nature Luxe foundation. And the next thing I pulled, because I was watching Lip Gloss Leslie and she was talking about this NARS powder in her 2015 favorites for face, and this is the NARS All Day Luminous Powder Foundation in the color Light 2 Mont Blanc. This is the same exact shade that she had, and this is that powder that you can use wet or dry, and I did use this wet and it got like weird hard pan on it, so I'm just going to use it dry, and I'm not going to use it as an all over foundation. I'm going to use this as kind of like a highlighting kind of powder on my T-zone, the way that she suggested to use it. And I also heard that it's really pretty under the eyes. So I'm going to go ahead and give that a shot in the next 2 weeks, and this might be something that I continue to keep in my basket, and this may be just one of the powders that I try to use up this year, but I wanted to get some use out of it and see how I feel about it. And also because I am coming to the end of one of my powders. Another powder that she mentioned was the Sephora, one of the Sephora powders, and she did say that she uses it in combination with that NARS All Day Luminous powder foundation, and she compared it to the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural. And I've had this kind of hanging around for a while because this was holy grail for me in the past. As you can see, this is brand new, so I wanted to go ahead and pull this out and get some use out of this, especially because she said she really liked the two of those together, and also because I'm almost out of one of my powders, so that's really exciting to me. So we'll keep going with face, and we will go with some crazy amount of blushes that I've pulled for the next 2 weeks. So initially what I had pulled for the next 2 weeks, I had really been thinking about this blush, and this is the Tartelette in the color Celebrated. This was a limited edition. Really sad. I do think I have seen this, and I don't know how recently, but I do feel like I keep seeing this either on the Sephora website, the Ulta website, or in the Sephora store. And I really enjoy this color. I'll give you a swatch of that. And actually the way that looks, it almost kind of looks like the next blush that I'm going to go ahead and show you. And so that color is there, but it looks really pretty on the cheeks, so I'm really excited to use that. And the next blush is the Tarte in the color Exposed. And I really think the other one swatch really did end up looking a lot like. And this is the color in Exposed. I'm sure you guys have all seen this. Sorry for the awkward swatch, and sorry if I start getting awkward. My father-in-law is here, and I really hate when people kind of watch me film, so I get a little self-conscious. But anyways, these are the two Tarte blushes that I want to use in the next 2 weeks. And then I decided that I wanted to kind of keep on my mission of using and trying blushes that I might want to declutter out of my collection. And I know that I love those two Tarte blushes, so it's just purely because I want to use them, but I still do want to make some decisions about what I want to keep and what I don't. So the next blush I want to pull is my Maybelline blush in the color 205 Wild Blossom. And my father-in-law is laughing at me. So this is a really nice lavender, pretty color. I'm running out of places to swatch, so you may just get finger swatches if this doesn't work out well. But this is the color here, and I know the light out here is really washing it out. So, but this is a really gorgeous purple color. And the next color is absolutely crazy, so I don't know how this is going to go, but this is the color in 210 Coral Burst, and this is super bright. These are really soft and really baked, but you can see how orange. That's definitely going to take a really light hand, and maybe one that I'm going to look to declutter for sure. The next blush is the NYX blush in the color Pinched, and I swore that I had seen pretty much everywhere that this blush was a dupe for NARS's Orgasm, which I'm currently using. So I wanted to decide which one I really wanted to keep and which one I wanted to get rid of. And I went ahead and swatched the two of these last night. I will post the picture because I don't have the Orgasm out here with me, but this is the NYX Pinched. And this is super pigmented, in my opinion, compared to the NYX. I don't even think it's in my opinion because you'll see the picture, but that is the NYX color in Pinched. I'm sorry, I really should be doing these on the underside, but that is the NYX color in Pinched. So I just wanted to kind of see how this compares and see which one I might be able to get rid of. But because the color is so different, in my opinion, I don't think I'm going to want to get rid of either of them. So we'll see. and a bronzer that I wanted to pull because I'm not getting sick of my Chocolate Soleil, but I wanted something else to go with it so it gives a little bit more dimension, and I wanted to kind of use the Chocolate Soleil in a little bit of a different way, like more of a contouring type blush. So I went ahead and I pulled my MAC Mineralized blush in the color Alpine Bronze, and this is a super beautiful color, and it's on my middle finger there. So I'm going to go ahead and just give that to you there. It's a little bit orangey, but I am wearing it today and I don't think it looks very orangey. So what I did was I actually saw a tutorial where she was using a duo fiber brush, a duo fiber MAC brush to do her contour, and then she was using a bigger MAC duo fiber brush to put on her bronzer, and it was beautiful, and that's what I did today, and I'm really, really happy with the results. So that is the bronzer that I pulled. So we'll move on to eyes, and two of the single type products I pulled to begin with are the MAC Pressed Pigment in the color Blonde Streak, and I will show you this up close. I've really run out of places to kind of swatch, so I will swatch this in my next video. But this is just a really nice all over the lid shade. If I don't really want to do too much, I can go ahead and just slap this all over the lid with some eyeliner and mascara, and it's a really great look. So there's that, the Pressed Pigment by MAC in the color Blonde Streak, and I really wanted to pull out my MAC Nylon eyeshadow pan, and this is a nice kind of yellow, white, gold kind of a shadow that's really, really nice to highlight the inner corner, so I really wanted to go ahead and pull that out. And this next product is the palette that I was talking about that I really wanted to use. This palette is on my eyes today, and I fell in love with this palette today. It's the day before Valentine's Day. My husband's supposed to be my Valentine, but let me tell you what, this is my Valentine. This is my Valentine. This is the Tartelette in Bloom palette, and this is Bay. This is absolutely gorgeous. I am wearing a variety of colors. I'm wearing this color in Jet Setter, this color in Rebel, mixed into the crease over top of this color here in Smarty Pants. I have this color in Firecracker on my lid, and then I have this kind of in the center of my lid between the Firecracker color and this color here in Leader. And then my liner is this Smoke Show and Activist. So I used quite a number of shadows in this palette. I think I also have Flower Child underneath Firecracker. So there's 1, 2, 3 shadows that I didn't use today. So I really love this palette. Super gorgeous. Can't wait to use this in conjunction with some of my Pan That Palette shadows. The next several products are just products that I wanted to kind of test the waters with again. I have a couple of mascaras that I used quite a long time ago in the past, and I'm sure they're probably pretty close to, if not already dried up. So I kind of just wanted to give them a shot and toss them if they are already too dry for me to use. This is the Urban Decay Skyscraper Multi-Benefit Mascara, and I will show you the wand. This was like one of my first high-end mascara purchases ever. I know I was going for a mascara that a friend of mine had said that she really loved and I wanted to get, and I kept getting the wrong one, so I know I ended up with a couple of different ones, and this is the other one. This is the Urban Decay Big Fatty Mascara, and I'm not sure if they carry either one of these. I think they still carry the Big Fatty, and I don't think they carry the Skyscraper. So these are quite old, but this is the Big Fatty, and I am still using some mascaras in my makeup basket currently, but like I said, I just wanted to kind of see how these were doing. as far as dryness. And something I kind of just pulled, I don't know if I'll use it or not, but again, I'm kind of on the fence about whether to declutter it or not, is this Nika Certified Organic Eye color in the color Green Lagoon. It's a really pretty color, but I really do feel like it would be, I don't know if you guys can, too hard. I think that it would be, okay, that's the color. But I think it's going to tug too much or be too hard on my waterline or on the top lash line. So we'll see how that goes. And the last several products that I have are lip products, and I pulled a couple of my Maybelline Vivid lipsticks out last night. I pulled out the color 860 and the color Pink Pop because I was really thinking about this color, and I put this all over my lips, and I really enjoy the color. It's quite bright. But then I had pulled out the color Hot Plum, and I just kind of popped it in the center of the lid, and I popped it in the center of my lip, and I really liked the kind of ombre effect with these two colors. So I'm going to go ahead and see if I get, you know, any kind of use out of these in the next makeup basket. And in the last week or so, I pulled out this matte color in Angel, and this is one of my 16 in 2016 that I want to use up. So I wanted to just kind of get some use out of some lipsticks that I wasn't using, so that I can have some progress on more than one lipstick. Plus, the colors that I had started using were my nudes, and I really didn't want to be without a nude for like the rest of the year. Not that I couldn't pull something else, but then it would prevent me from focusing on some other things that are in my project. So the next two are both in my 16 and 2016. This is also in my 5 by Cinco de Mayo. This is the 3C lip liner by Makeup Forever, and this is the Makeup Forever Rouge Artist Natural in the color N9. And this I actually saw Ashley from Texas Mommy of Boys show today in her favorites video. Combo that she has been loving is these two over the last week for her. So I went ahead and pulled these out because they're both in my 16 and 2016. So I said maybe I'll get some use out of them this week. So I'm really going to try and focus on my Angel and my Makeup Forever products for this week. So that is it for my makeup basket for the next 2 weeks, and I think this basket will finish somewhere around the end of the month. I'm not exactly sure of the date because I'm really bad about dates, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Happy Valentine's Day. Bye. We'll just see it worse. Okay.